Hello, this video is going to go over how to set up and run a session as a department. If you already have access to Canvas as an instructor, then you can set up a Blackboard Collaborate room for yourself at any time. And I'd recommend checking out our How to Create a Blackboard Collaborate session in our knowledge base tutorials. If you do not have access to a Canvas shell as an instructor, you can feel free to submit a service desk ticket or email us at webcampus@stevens.edu to request that a room get created. The only information that you need to provide is the name of the session as well as who would be the fellow presenters. Once that information is provided, you will receive an email. It will say it is coming from Yusuf Ibrahim. It's just an automated message. It will give you the name of the room with some other information. You do not need to worry about the start and end time. These are just arbitrary dates that are chosen. Usually it should be over a few year span. Here you have the dial-in number and then the moderator pin, which is going to be what you would use to call in if you're choosing to use the phone during the session for the audio, and then the participant pin. It is recommended and preferred to just use your computer's audio, and I will go over that in a little bit, versus using the phone because as you can see it is not an 800 number. It is the best audio quality, so if you are in an office giving these webinars or sessions, then the phone would be the best option for the quality, but if you do not have unlimited plan on your phone, then obviously using the voiceover on the computer would be preferred. The next two important items is first, this link is actually your private moderator link. What that means is you do not want to send that to anyone else. This, when you click on it, will actually help you enter the room with your name displayed. So when I click on this, it's actually going to say Allison Rapino, and it's going to give me moderator or presenter access. So if you give this link to anybody, it's going to have them log in as Allison Rapino. This second link here is what you will want to send if you have any communications going out about your sessions. This is going to be the guest link. Let me go ahead and click on this first link to show you how it opens. So here it's going to ask if I want to open with Java. You need to make sure that your Java is up to date. If you're having problems logging in, you can please feel free to contact us again. I always recommend to try a different browser because sometimes different browsers speak to us differently. So maybe there is something that we are missing, a plugin, or the Java needs to be up to date and the system will let us know. But either way, you're going to select to open with Java and you're going to receive several pop-ups asking if you would like to run this application, which you will select run. And another pop-up you'll get right before the session opens is what connection speed you are using. So right now I am on wireless. Of course, a cable or wired connection is best, but here I'm just going to select wireless and click OK. So when you first enter the room, you will get a recording reminder. You can just go ahead and X that out because you can, as you can see on the right-hand side, record at any time. So there are a couple items that are most important. The first is the content. So there are two ways to share content. The first and most popular is just to select load content, but this option is only for PowerPoint slides. So obviously if you're running a PowerPoint presentation, it is the easiest inside of Blackboard Collaborate. The second way is to click on this application sharing icon, and here it's going to ask you if you want to share your entire desktop or share individual items on your computer, and you can go ahead and double click on share desktop, and this way everything that you are bringing up on your computer, even if it's email or Microsoft Word, whatever you toggle back and forth from is going to be shown to the participants. So like I said, the easiest way is to just select load content, and I'm going to do that and then just show you what it will look like on the computer. So here I selected a PowerPoint off of my desktop, and what you will see is it's actually going to open PowerPoint on its own. It's then going to strip each slide because it's going to create images of those slides. So all you have to do is just sit back and just let this process. And when it's almost ready, it's going to give you a status bar showing you that it is moving those images into this whiteboard space. Once the slides have been uploaded, you're going to get this pop-up that says Page Explorer. It's just showing you the images. I'm going to go ahead and X this out. Now, all you need to do to advance through the slides throughout the presentation is just use these arrows forward and backwards. Now you've loaded the content, the second most important thing is the audio. So here on the left-hand side, if I just go ahead and click on the talk button, you'll see a blue microphone along with this bar that keeps going up and down, indicating how high my volume is. So I'm sitting next to my computer, so it's pretty loud. So you can feel free to try this out by doing a test with someone to see if just speaking into the computer is a strong enough audio source. It is preferred to have a headset. I know Logitech headsets work well with this system, but you can feel free to plug in any headset that you have and then test it out. In order to test it out, you're going to mute yourself and then select the audio setup wizard. So I would recommend plugging in that headset, clicking on this audio setup wizard, and then going through these prompts in order to make sure that the headset is selected and that you can both hear and speak with that headset. Once that is set up, all you have to do is click on talk again, and then it should be registering the new settings, so the new microphone and the new headset that you've just inputted. You can feel free to click on video, and this will access your webcam. Another form of audio, like I was mentioning before, is the telephone. So you can also always grab those moderator and participant dial-in numbers here. So if someone wants to dial into the session, you can just feel free to copy and paste that into the chat box. So now that you have the talk set up, whether it is by clicking on talk here or dialing in, you have your content loaded. The next important thing is just to record. So all you'd have to do is just select the record button in the top right-hand corner once. It will say, are you sure you want to record? You just click OK. And then once you finish, you're going to click that same area and then just click stop. There's nothing you need to do to save. All you would need to do is just email me so that I can provide you that recording. If you were in Canvas with Blackboard, it would just automatically go to your Canvas shell, but since it is on the Blackboard Collaborate server, it is going to the server and I can provide that to you. Just to show you a couple other items, here is the chat box. So this is where everyone can write to each other via text. And here is the participant panel where you'll see the other people who are in the session. If you want, before you go ahead and click record and get started, you can always ask the participants if they can hear you, and they would either write in the chat box or you can tell them that they can use this check mark to give you a yes or no. So they just click on yes, and then you'll see that under each person's response what they've selected. As long as one person hears you, then you are good to go. That means your audio is coming through, and those other participants in the room should really run their audio setup wizard in order to make sure everything is set up correctly. Other than that, here are just the whiteboard tools. You can feel free to play around with those to see what they do, but if I right click here, I can select the pointer, and participants cannot see if I'm just hovering, but if I go ahead and just click, it will stamp, and then that is what the participants will see. And this concludes the session. Thank you for watching.